So I want to talk now about some of the recent coverage with respect to the Acolyte's cancellation. This article is from CBR.com. The Acolyte viewership data hints at biggest reason for Star Wars show's cancellation. It says, new data reveals more details regarding the cancellation of Star Wars The Acolyte. Per Screen Rant, data aggregator and entertainment industry insights firm Illuminate included the viewership chart for The Acolyte as part of its 2024 year-end film and TV report. Apart from the series' very first episode, the chart shows that The Acolyte struggled to maintain 1.5 million viewers during new episode premieres, with viewership of each individual episode dropping off steeply after their initial release. The series finale brought in less than 1 million viewers on its release date, with Illuminate noting, while mixed fan reactions were likely a factor, viewership for the show had waned, with significant decreases after the first two episodes and into the finale. Less than 1 million viewers for the final episode of the series. Wow. That's, you have to remind yourself, this is Star Wars. This is a Star Wars production, right? It says The Acolyte premiered on Disney Plus on June 4th to mixed, if generally favorable, reviews from critics. No surprise there. Many of whom cited its fresh stylistic choices and genre-bending storyline. Is that what we're calling the storyline? Genre-bending? That's a weird way of spelling the word crap. Audience reactions fared far differently, however, as The Acolyte became the latest in a long line of productions to be review-bombed by irate fans well before its premiere. This series of blatantly politically motivated attacks on the production continued well after The Acolyte came to a close, with merchandise-bearing characters and images from the series being review-bombed as far out as late August 2024. I would say respectfully there, I'm going to disagree a little bit. I think that portions of the fan base were merely calling out what they perceived to be certain political content in the show. So, for example, along the lines of casting, which they felt was very DEI focused. And of course, the show also had this theme of redefining, the light side and the good side, the sort of moral relativism, which I've spoken about before. I don't think it's surprising that these kinds of things didn't speak to a good portion of the Star Wars fan base. And then the article says, in December, Squid Game and The Acolyte star Lee Jung-jae opened up about the hordes of online commenters who lambasted the series for its relatively diverse cast. My feelings were hurt, Lee said, especially for The Acolyte creator and showrunner Leslie Headland. Her feelings must have hurt a lot. I can only have faith that racism will end someday, even though it's going to be hard, Lee added. For some work, it takes time to gain traction, and I have strong hopes that people will like it as time passes. Well, that's an interesting perspective, because I don't think it was anything to do with racism that the show was criticized. There's a very good point that someone makes in the comments here. Hunter Rose writes, Lee seriously blames it on racism? Why can't anybody involved in this travesty of a show realize it was just a badly written show? Indeed. Simple as that. Speaking of racism, where are all the diverse characters in Squid Games? Season 1 was a smash hit with an all-Asian cast. If racism actually affected TV shows, Squid Games would have bombed in America. 100%. I cannot fault that logic at all. Later in the article, it says co-chairman of Disney Entertainment Alan Bergman discussed the reasons behind The Acolyte's cancellation, noting that the company was happy with our performance, but it wasn't where we needed it to be given the cost structure of that title, quite frankly, to go and make a season 2. So that's the reason why we didn't do that. Previous reports have listed the budget for the 8-episode first season of The Acolyte as somewhere in the range of $230 million. So we're talking about the budget for a major motion picture. Bergman went on to explain that the company was taking a more conservative approach to what stories they continue to tell across multiple seasons, stating they have to be great. I think that's fair. I think simply put, The Acolyte wasn't great. Look, I have no doubt that there are fans of this show out there. I've no doubt that there's people who probably really liked The Acolyte and would have liked to have seen a second season of it. But those people were not in significant enough number to justify a second season given the gargantuan cost of the series. $230 million for 8 episodes is a lot of money. And it's, at the end of the day, it just comes down to simple economics. Thanks very much for watching this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.